Hello and welcome to Channel Sport on Sunday. It's one of those days. I'm Kenneth Chonogo. Let me not forget to tell you my name. Last week we left here and with hopes. We left here thinking that by the time we come back today, if FIFA did remove that, which they will, some people did, but I know that point will go, remove those 3 points from South Africa, that the Super Eagles of Nigeria would be at par at 13 points. And that is if we had won the game. And head-to-head, going to the last 2 games of the qualifiers, the Super Eagles will be good to go to qualify for the Mondial in Canada, Mexico, and the United States of America. But it was not to be. In '94, when the world governing body, football governing body, gave Africa 3 slots, Nigeria qualified. They went 5 slots, Nigeria qualified. Now it is 9+1. The teams going to the World Cup have moved from 32 to 32 to 48. That is 50% increment. 50%. And if Africa moves eventually from 5 to 10, it means we've doubled. Well, we've joined the minnows. Morocco is going for a 3rd time. Tunisia has qualified. Ghana is looking at the light. Cameroon says we will be there. Algeria says, yeah, we're fighting to be there. We don't even have a fighting chance. I can remember Nigeria jubilating. I can remember the tension when Philip George put us that goals up in Nigeria in '93. And wrote to our qualifying for '94. Even when the Algerians did equalize, we fought tooth and nail. Stephen Keshi, the boss, leading that team. And when they finished, they flew back to Nigeria. Warriors, eagles perching, a bed of prey. Now we are being preyed on. You play Lesotho, you pray. You play Rwanda, you pray. You play Benin, you pray. Prayers as if other countries will not also pray. It has gone to that level where we ask ourselves the quality of administrators that we have, from the top to the bottom. Sports administrators, my sector. We are in Tokyo. We are going for the World Athletics Championship, and as we speak now, this is the 20th edition. From '83 when it started till now, Nigeria has never failed to qualify in the relays. Relays used to be our fault. One of our gold medals we have of the 3 gold medals we have, one of them is from the relays. Now we can't even meet the qualifying mark. We're not saying go there to go and win medals. We can't even meet the qualifying mark. I don't know where we are going to look at and see light. I don't know where we are going to look at and say, yes, the darkest of hours follows, the dawn comes after the darkest of hours. We come in here to talk sport week in, week out. We scream, we shout, we praise. We idolize. We critique. But at the end of the day, we're having same of the same. We are tired of glorifying nostalgia. We are tired of yesterday being better than today. We are tired of spending more and getting less. We are tired of embarking on a journey to nowhere. Welcome once again to Channel Sport on Sunday. We're going to open the lines as soon as possible. Let us look at what has befallen our sports and see if there will be a gateway to get out of it. They started the rigmarole over again. They will roll out, there are rules and regulations for those who want to contest into the boards. They don't ask them, what are you bringing into the board? Their proteges have to get there. They map out those routes where, yes, they know those who can scale them and put the holders in those that think that can succeed. At the end of the day, instead of seeing the sun rising, we see a sunset. Of course, there'll be MPFL games today. Yesterday, Insurance got their very first point. I think in the 93rd minute, they need to have to make it against Nigeria Tornadoes. And Tornadoes have some fine balls. I think the governor just gave them some, some very fine traveling buses. I think that is the bus they used in going to Benin, where they came back empty-handed. Remo Stars still top the league. We'll talk a little bit about football. We'll talk boxing, because Terence Crawford, I might be 37, going on 38, but I'm still unbeaten. Pound for pound, the man moved from 147 to 154 to defeat the great Canelo Alvarez. Remember when he lost that first fight against Mayweather? It was the fight of the unbeatens. But early this morning, he stopped, not by knockout, but by majority points decision. He moved 2 divisions up. The other time and this is the 3rd time he's doing it, undisputed weight division, in 3 divisions. When he did the first one, he moved a weight up and won. Now he moved 2 weights up and won. If not for Muhammad, I know Muhammad Ali is the greatest. But in this era, people are saying, is it Usyk or is it Terence Crawford? The Catalan is in the house with me. And yesterday, history was made. We were together. When the Thuram brothers became the 3rd siblings in history to do it in the Serie A. Their father scored in the World Cup 2 goals. He was a defender. Lilian went there, to score. Now his children, probably I think, is that 6 minutes or so apart? And that was the top of the table clash. Inter, the juggernauts, the powerhouses of Italian football, and UV. Where else do you think? What better platform, what better media, what better occasion to showcase a family? How I wish we can be showcasing Nigeria. So you're welcome to the show.
Okay, so good afternoon, Ken.
I'm not in a good mood.
Now I know why you're not in a good mood, because you entered into the studio and you just kept on saying, I'm not in a good mood. And we're together up until, like you said, the end of the game yesterday, and you seemed like you were in a happy mood. You're feeling chipper. So over the next 12 hours, now I see why you're not in a good mood. And I understand. I totally understand. It's sad when your yesterday is better than your today.
Yeah.
I'm just going through the list. Nigerians qualified for the World Cup 6 times. And our best finishes were in 94, 98, yeah. And then I think under Stephen Keshi in 2014.
Yeah.
That was 11 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's never looked like we would achieve those heights again, not with the way we are playing. 13 African teams have been to the World Cup, Ken. And out of the 13, the top 9, I think there's a list, barring Cameroon and Nigeria, every other team in the top 9 will be going to the World Cup with the way the tables currently stand, including teams like Ghana, South Africa, Cote d'Ivoire, Morocco, Algeria, Egypt, Ken. And we understand the crisis in Cameroonian football.
Yeah.
We've seen Samuel Eto'o go at it with almost everybody because the man is trying to bring about change in the federation. The irony in Nigerian football, everybody seems calm. Everywhere seems cool. Everywhere seems like...
No, we don't want to be haters.
All is well, you know, like Nigerian football is progressing. Jimmy says it all the time. Our football is in the doldrums. And it's sad. It's horrible. Same thing can be said about athletics. People are feeling leaving. We thought maybe, that was the height of it. And then we are seeing the drama unfolding between Tobiloba Amusan and the AFN.
The very best that we have now.
She's the best. And like I was saying to you yesterday, barring the fact that she competes for Nigeria, she's a world record holder, Ken. She broke the record twice in one day, Ken. Twice in one day. In other places, they would put gold on the floor for her to walk on. That's how she would be celebrated. Now, the AFN have come out and said, well, that everything she said is not factual. But it just shows you the divide or how far apart the athletes and the federation are in terms of where they meet. It just shows you how things are not really the way they should be with the AFN, with the athletes. For how long would we continue? You say you are in a bad mood. Can I understand? And I sympathize with you.
You can say that.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. Now, I was hearing talk saying that he said
that is the nylon bag.
That it arrived in batches.
Yes.
Although Haresa, the kit company that provided this, came out and said they're also providing kits for about 19 other African countries, 20 in all, you know, and it came the same way, in batches as well for everybody. But I'm sorry, why should they come in batches? I remember when I gained admission into Lagos State University a couple of years ago, Ken, and there was strike at the time, and my father was like, Junior, what's going on? Yeah. Hey, we've not seen your name on the list and everything. You know, we have to find our way down to campus where we're met by one of our legendary professors about to retire now, Professor Jamaica Adi, and he was like, I know your son's name is on the list. Don't worry, he made the merit list. Yes. You said this is coming in batches. What that just brings back to me is, the admission list for school then, they had merit list, they had supplementary list, they had VC list. So one batch is this one coming in. I don't know.
It's sad. But even that what you're talking about, the quality batches come before before the supplementary.
You understand.
But you also showed me the Instagram account of an American athlete.
Yes, an American athlete.
Where it took her almost 5 minutes.
About 3 minutes 40 seconds to
3 minutes 40 seconds
unbox
everything that she had. And she said, with this, I will go there and represent my country.
I want to go and compete. Ken, I'm saying this on air. Even tampons, Ken, were included in the box I was given to her. See, I'm not saying Toby is 100% right, because the EFM have come out to
Toby, this is not the first time Toby is going to competition. She said this is what they always do.
Let somebody even play the devil's advocate for them and even say, okay, maybe, just maybe, but these are not things that our very best should have to face.
Which country they find athletes?
I understand where she's coming from.
You see that question. I beg, which country they find athletes?
And I saw her in her heats, qualifying first, I think, and she did it with relative ease. Like every other person there
she will deliver.
And without that, I'm saying that with all of these issues, Toby will still come out and compete like a champion, because she is a champion.
This is what is expected. You see, when they talk about influencers, he has 1 million followers on Instagram, is an influencer. This is when your words carry weight. That is what we talk about influence. And when people like Toby come out to speak, and you know, she is not speaking because she wants to become AFN president. No. She's not speaking because she hates them.
It's not politically instigated.
It's not politically instigated. No. She said, this is what it ought to be. Now, if you send them this, and there is a second batch, did you communicate that to them? That, okay, this is the first batch, the second batch is coming, and then go and train with this. And she said, it is not a fault, because when they do it, she said, look, most of these jerseys that you get wear, that you decide that they wear, the names will peel out. You give them 2 so that it is wash and wear. When they feel, they'll go and wash it. You understand? So that they can put it on.
In big 2025, Ken.
The American lady you said, how many face cap do they have?
About 7.
7 that is face cap alone. Face cap to cover is 7. We're not talking about every other thing. He said, Toby said the 7 will go bring our shoe size. See, let us. See, like I said, before coming in, I almost, I didn't come early because, I was following the hits, right there, the 400 meters hit. And I saw the first Nigerian athlete, Okeze, going to run. And then I saw him there, and, he was in lane 2. And, the 10 started, and I was up hopeful. I was, over there, cheering, and bam, before he finished 8 over 8. I said, okay, it might not be too bad. In the next seat came and they said, Nigerian Ogazi. It's okay, fine. This one is in lane 5. When you see lane 3, 4, 5, you see that is where they put champions. Okay, what they do? He started in lane 5 and ended in 5th. You understand? I mean, you are seeing this.
And Ken, you also said it again. Yeah. We did not qualify for relay.
We didn't qualify for relay.
Relay.
See, this is the 20th edition. 1983 to now is how many years?
I wasn't born, Ken.
Good. From 83, 93, 2020. You understand?
That's 2 years. What am I saying? No, 83?
83.
I know, it's almost 40 years.
That is about 40-something years. Yeah. That's about 42 years of this championship. This is the first time Nigeria failed to qualify. We're running back to back with Ghana, trying to show them who we fail harder.
I still think a state of emergency should be declared in Nigerian sports.
Because I want to ask you this.
Yeah.
What does it take to run? Run, no. With technology, put people on the field and they run.
Yeah.
There is a Kenyan, Julius Yego.
Yes.
Julius Yego defied. There is no coach, no pitch, no anything. He went to YouTube to learn how to throw javelin. YouTube, he learned. See, no say that this is your coach, this is the technique. He went to YouTube, the whole thing were there. What did he do? He won the Olympic gold. He won the World Championship. He created a world record. Go and check it. Julius Yego.
You say, what does it take to run? I don't think an FA or Kudobo would agree with you. Because when you see the technology that these guys over there train with.
Yes.
At the level,
and we cannot have those technology.
Well, when you say, what does it take?
Who trained them not here? No, was it not trained before they got the gold?
But see, times are changing. And apparently it's just that we can't keep up. And that's what is sad about the whole thing. An athlete comes out to complain. And immediately what happens is, so I want to find out how we can rectify the situation. Everybody's bashing the athletes. You see their trolls coming online, fighting.
Yes.
No.
Is it possible? Open the lines, please. Want to hear from Nigerians. Want to hear from you ardent followers of Channel Sport on Sunday. If let us hear your point. What you need to say. Sometimes we come here and it is difficult. It is quite, you don't know how it is. It is difficult because you all, those of you who watched the show last week, saw how hopeful I was, how enthusiastic I was. Trying to say let us motivate our guys because it's not as if I didn't know how difficult it was to go to and play in South Africa.
Yeah.
I've watched the South African teams and know how good. In fact, there are South Africans, the Moroccans. When they play football, I hate to say it because you are here. When you look at the Ajax Academy, Manchester United Academy, La Masia, of course.
You just have to sneak in Manchester United Academy there. But go on.
That academy produced 7 players that won the Champions League with the club.
Of 92,
so it was the class of 92. That was even before La Masia started producing anything. You understand? So what we are saying here is this: that when you see the Moroccans, these are tutored. And they have been tutored by Moroccan managers.
Yes.
When you see the South Africa, of course, Hugo Brown is from Belgium, but you can see a lot of South African managers that have taken them, and the rest of them all. So it is not about this. We have the South African manager said the Nigerian team have no Nigerians. You understand? Some people misplaced what he said.
Okay.
Some people misinterpreted what he said. What he was trying to say is that we have a Nigerian team that all are superstars. He was saying in Atlanta, in Fua, they are all there. But the South Africans are mostly players who are based at home. And then this team, he said he hopes their players will go emulate Nigerians and get contract based on their performances against Nigeria. I mean, we should not be the underdog while playing South Africa.
Okay. You see,
we should not.
You also talked about influencers and influencing. And remember when we came to Joy Obari?
Mazi Okorafo is reaching us from Arochukwu. Hello, Mazi.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. What is happening to our lines today? Can you call back? I don't know what's happening to your lines today. Can we have the numbers on the screen so that it will be other? Please, Mazi, try and call back. because I mean there was this too much echo, so we couldn't get to. But can I we have the numbers on the screen so that other callers can also go? All right, you were saying something here.
So when we came to Joy about the other day.
Yeah.
You know, I had to ask her at a point. We're off air then, though. Okay, why boxing? You know, because I wouldn't want my child to be a boxer. But I'm looking at you now,
yes,
and I'm seeing what boxing has given to you. And you know how you have been able to surmount many odds to get to where you have gotten to now. And then she got talking, and there's no better influencer, or there's no better role model you want for your child. Someone that's literally standing in your front.
Yeah.
As if at any point in time your child decides to toe that path. Because remember, like she said, her father didn't want to hear
anything about boxing.
That she was going to box.
Yeah.
Like, why would I want to watch my daughter box? You understand?
Somebody hit my daughter.
Hit my daughter, you know.
Even if you hit my son, I can't tolerate. But when you hit my daughter, my precious daughter.
Yeah, but now you have a Tobiloba Musa.
Yeah.
Who has literally got into the pinnacle of our profession.
Yeah.
As a Nigerian. In Nigeria, having to overcome God knows what. And is complaining about things like this. There's no better role model out there than she is. And she's saying, look at what we are facing.
Oh, let's go to Ojodu because Bright is there. I hope we are going to have a brighter day. Hello, Bright. How are you? Good afternoon.
Yes, listening to you now, and seeing the honest way coming from. Also every primary school has a playing field.
I think, Brad, I'm sorry. Probably this is from our own end. Let us see if we can get it corrected. From what we know, we are because it is not you're not quite that audible. We're not picking you well. There is just too much echo that is there. Please let us what we'll do. Probably we'll just put the line. I'm just asking them to put the number, on the screen, and then let us see how. Because only those of you who have the numbers that are calling now. Probably let's see if another caller, calls in. The line will be clearer. Okay, you were still talking before Bright called.
I said, and then she comes out and she's complaining about the stuff that she goes through, or jerseys provided, or the kits are provided for them, and the back and forth. I think it's unnecessary. We need to fix up Nigerian sports. We need to take it back to the pinnacle where it used to be and where it is meant to be. Because it's sad when, like I said, your yesterday is better than today.
All right. Okay. Let us see, because at least I think the next set of games, probably by November 14th, is Nigeria will be having a friendly against Venezuela. But let's hear from the man who is in charge now. I don't know how hot the seat is, but Eric Chell is sitting on the seat. So let's see if we can hear from him.
A lot of intensity, aggressivity, and because the pitch, the two teams try to play well, and from my point of view, congratulations to South Africa. They did a great game. Nigeria team too, our team too. We wanted to take a risk to stay in first half, to stay in one-on-one behind. This is difficult to come here and to hope a win, because like you said, this team is very good. The winger are very fast. The striker keep the ball. The draw is a good result against this great team. It's a good result, but for us, we wanted to win. So we are a little disappointed. We made just 10 seconds. We were not in the good position, and they killed us. So after that, we're coming back in this game because we were ready for that. So because our state of mind and the player and the state of mind of the player, they try to coming back and to try to score again. But once again, South Africa is a good team. So we are professional. So it's 2 games, and for sure, this player want to win these 2 games. For now, actually at this moment, it's difficult for us because we wanted to win, and I think we did everything. So in 1 month we have the two last game. A lot of things can happen in 1 month, and for sure, a lot of things about the point, about the team, about everything. So just we need to analyze this game once again. And after that, we will see after.
Okay, Raji is reaching us, Coach Raji. That is Eric Chill. Raji, how are you?
Good afternoon, Ken.
Very clear. Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Ken,
Yeah.
appointing politicians as head of our yes. Fine. It's very unfortunate. We have been appointing politicians as the head of our football house. I remember he was put out by politicians. This man from outside wanted to be. He was put out by politicians. How do you get it right when you start continue appointing people that don't know anything about football as the president of the Nigerian Football Federation? What happened in South Africa? It's just administrative lapses. If not, we have the players. But administratively, it was very, very wrong. That's what the only thing. We should stop appointing politicians.
We should stop appointing politicians.
It's very bad. That's my take on it.
Thank you, Coach Raji. He said, putting a round peg in a round hole. You know, you want to put square peg, put down for square hole. You want to put a round peg, because if the other way right, it's not going to balance. He talked about football. I think it was last week and the week before, Theo was telling me about the value of the Super Eagles and the value of the Rwanda national team and the value of the South African team. I tell you, Osimhen's value is more than the value of those national teams. You need to synergize the team. It is not because of bringing 11 superstars and bringing them together. There has to be that telepathy, that understanding, you know, that the fluidity that comes with it. And then they must have the heart of a lion. Sometimes it is the best team don't always win. Look, we saw that game with South Africa. We saw the Rwandans come to play. We saw, look, even they say we are going to defend, we are going to do all that. They are saying, look, we are meeting a superior power, but if we are more strategic, we can get, you come with your plan and you execute your plan. So if you cannot strategically execute that plan, you're not going to get a result. You understand? But the leadership is what we're talking about here. The leader, see, when Serbia won the Davis Cup, I was trying to see if I can get that video again. The head of the Serbian Tennis Federation, he told them before they started, he said, if we win this, shave my hair. Shave my hair. And I tell you, they played to the final and they won, and the players brought clippers.
That's my head.
Sat him there and shaved and scraped everything. His head became moro like Kenneth Ogosu. They shaved everything off.
You know.
That is patriotic. That is the Serbian blood flowing in his vein. We don't have this. The administrators we have now. When you critique them, they say it is bad. They say you are a hater. We're talking about statesmanship. We're talking about getting there to achieve something. That is what it ought to be. But here we are, Nigeria. This Nigeria is blessed in human resources, blessed in natural resources, blessed in everything, blessed in weather. We're not talking about typhoon, we're talking about earthquake. Oh my God, flood that can be channeled is what we're waiting. But we cannot win anything. I am not in a good mood, I'm sorry. But they push you. We keep on saying this. For 21 years I've been here saying this. 21 good years I've been here saying it on this set. When will it be the dawn? When are we going to change? When are we going to do that? You're looking for the packets of office. You're looking for those who want to pray. You want to look for Nigerians. Even in the olden days when Nigerians praise they praise achievements. You're not looking for accolades when you have not achieved anything. Let them praise the works of your hand, not your presence, not your appointments.
Ken, the fact that we have people who...
We are going on a short break.
Okay.
Maybe Tempa Agoku when we come back.
Please and please, don't crucify the Super Eagles. Please try to tell the Nigerian public the boys did their best. I've never seen how committed the soccer players could be to their country. I saw that in those guys. You only need to be at the dressing room after the match. They became unconsolable. In fact, at a point, we were looking at getting psychologists to come and talk to them, to pacify them.
The boys tried their best. In fact, they were all out to give victory to Nigeria. The three factors work against. One, the pitch. The stadium was bad. It was not good at all. In fact, they watered the stadium just 10 minutes before the commencement of the match. So it was slippery. The moment the boys got you will see, if you want to corroborate what I'm saying, 4 players were taking off the pitch during the match. 2 of our players, in fact, the first one didn't even play up to 10 minutes before he got injured, and he was taken out. And another was taken out. Even from the Bafana side, 2 players too were taking bumps. They got injured. So the pitch was really, really bad. It was bad. So that's number one. Then the intimidating, wiring voices of the South Africa. They intimidated the right candidate, the last of the man of discourse. In fact, the goals that scored, it was after what we call security dilemma. That those boys trying themselves. He was trying to, they were panic, they were, it was within that's panic, and it will happen to everybody. The all-rushing Super Eagles players who was trying to save the ball, the defender, the ball, mistakenly touches and net, and it went to the goalkeeper was already on this side. So it was not this for the big boys. And that's why the one spirited me to cancel the goal. You understand? Then the large elephant in the room, which I can say is our administration in terms of how it was managed right until not yesterday result. Because the NFL, I think they failed to do what they were supposed to. They started doing what they are supposed to do first at the line. My head started, from UD support to them when it became very late. I didn't started because I saw to do for quality players. I saw those boys are very hungry. The most level-ended soccer. I don't know whether some of you have covered Lauren Kanu and Kocha and the rest. But this set of boys, I can vouch for them.
Well, you had him. Yes, the ambassador in South Africa, Nigerian ambassador for South Africa. Well, let us say, I agree with you where you say, look, I don't want to blame the player because they didn't choose themselves. I would say that it is, manager that achieved themselves. But the pitch they played, like you said, both sides played on that same pitch. Most of these kids play in Nigeria before they went to play, abroad. Of course, there's those who were born over there who were used to, from beginning, from the academies to up there, who were playing all that. But he said something instructive, that at the dressing room, the players were so downcast that they were muting the idea of getting a psychologist to come and talk to them. In other words, the team traveled without a psychologist. A national team traveled without a psychologist. I said I will be calm when we come back. But a national team traveled without a psychologist.
No, come on.
That is what the ambassador is telling us. A Nigerian national team traveled without a team psychologist. So he said, sometimes, I don't know, maybe we should just stop talking this sport. It's because, you see, the more you talk, the aberrations are just that much. Where? How? Where do you start from? Where do you start from? The bickering, the pettiness. The lines are still open. I don't know. I thought we were going to give you if we still have the chance, the opportunity to be part of the World Cup. Anyway, some people are already crying. That is the number you can call in and let us know. But then let us just lighten. Let us just lighten a bit. I mean, the focus remain on Nigerian sports. The focus remain on how we can get out of the doldrum in which we are. The focus remain on how we can look back, but not in anger, and said, yes, what we've seen before should be to propel us to do better. We should look at our achievements in the previous years and say, we did it before. People didn't do it for us. Nigerians did it for Nigerians. And then we can still go forward and do it. We are getting bigger. We are getting better. Well, of course, we are getting bigger. We are supposed to be getting better. Quality, not quantity. We hear good news from everywhere. St. Lucia, as tiny as the smallest local government in Nigeria, they are winning. They are there.
Olympic gold.
Getting Olympic gold medal. The Malawians, the South Africans, they're taking over the short distances. What is there to run the long distance? Americans, the Moroccans, the Europeans are also now fighting the Ethiopians, the Kenyans, and others for the long distances. So we all have to do it. What is happening in Mambila? What is happening in Plateau? What is happening in Afuze? We have the hills. The topography of Nigeria is, we are blessed.
Ken, I want to ask you a question. What do you think will happen if Brazil fails to qualify for a World Cup? No, just...
He has asked me that question. We looked at that.
They've never missed out on the World Cup.
No.
And the only team that has gone to the more World Cups than Nigeria is Cameroon.
Yeah.
2 more World Cups than us. Ken, we should be going to the World Cup.
We should be winning the World Cup.
Let's even put banter aside.
No, we are not bantering here.
Ken, see, I can say maybe this is why we're not winning the World Cup. I was watching Michael Owen, the last Englishman to win the Ballon d'Or, talk recently. And he said, England is winning youth championships.
Yeah.
They win on a 17, on a 19, on a 23,
yes.
European championships, world championships. They are winning youth championships. He said, and they beat all these other European teams at that level during those championships. He said, but what happens afterwards? He said, these boys go back to their individual countries and begin to play for in Germany, play for Bayern Leverkusen, playing for Stuttgart, playing for Hamburg. You don't necessarily even need to play for Bayern Munich. He said the rest of them go back to Spain. They're playing for Atletico Bilbao, playing for Getafe, playing for Villarreal, playing for Valencia. The same thing happens in Italy as well. These boys are playing for, and before you know it, they racked up 60, 50 appearances every season. He said, but these same boys in England who won these championships are unable to play in England. He said, why? He said, because you don't expect to have Elliott to bench and Mohamed Salah. It's not possible.
Yeah.
And then I think in the starting lineup of Arsenal, I think only 3 players there are English that get to start for the national team. And I think that's Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka. Eberechi doesn't even, everybody is fully fit. He doesn't even start.
Of course.
But you understand, but if you look at players like Saliba, look at players like David Raya, all of them are playing for their national teams. They might not start, but they are playing in the big teams in England. Oyazabel, Zubimendi scored 2 goals yesterday. It's heralded as a big deal. Zubimendi was not playing for Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. He was playing for Real Sociedad, if I'm not mistaken. You understand? So this is the reason why you see Spain going to go and win a World Cup. That's why you see Germany going to go and win a World Cup. Florian Wirtz just started for 100 million plus for Liverpool. He wasn't playing for Bayern Munich, Ken. He came from Bayer Leverkusen. Wasn't necessarily a big team. You say we should be winning the World Cup. Look at our league. We are just getting to where we want to be. Okay, 3 years now, taking gatekeeping, the ticketing, and let the religion
transparent.
Being transparent, things that we like to see. But we're just seeing these things now. Imagine as at last 2 years, 3 years ago, still battling crisis in terms of fighting in the league, Ken. That's why we can't win the World Cup. But even if we can't win it, we should be be present. Look at Cape Verde. Cape Verde are gradually becoming a superpower in African football.
See, you put them in any group.
Which other group would have been easier than the current group we have?
Let's go to Worry. Mustafa is institutional. Hello, Mustafa. How are you? Mustafa, how are you? Yeah, good afternoon.
I'm participating with the talk on this match. I don't know whether it is now or not, because Fine, thank you, sir.
Okay, we've been trying. I don't know. There are certain words I don't use, so I'm not going to use it here. We'll try to see how we can rectify at the lines. It is, it is beyond us. It is not by the lines that we have. We're not a telecommunications outfit, but it's like most of the calls that have been coming in, But let's keep on trying. Probably we get them clean and clear, and then, your voices will be heard on how. We're not going to stop this today. We're going to keep on saying this. We're going to continue on this trajectory. We're going to be on this until, our collective voices are also heard, because that is what we believe we should be doing. It is getting to that stage where each administrator on a monthly basis should come and let us know what they are doing, where they met the federation, where they are and where they have taken it to, and where they are taking it to, where it is, what they've achieved. Because you see, when people come in and say, I want to be the chairman of the board of this, we can count them in our fingers. Not more about 5 federations in this country that are viable, that will have the boards doing what I don't want to name them, but somebody said these are your favorites. I don't want, because if you do well, you're my favorite. If you're not doing well, you're not our favorite on this show. That is it. We're not coming to we're not coming to ask you for favors. The favor you are going to do for us is what you are doing for Nigeria. So you are doing for the sports. That is what matters. Not personal. Nothing personal. It is going to that level. School sports. Channels television. We invested on the Kids Cup. We invested on channels classics, athletic classics. And that is at that level, where it was not glamorous. At the primary school level, it is not glamorous. Even parents don't come to watch their children. But we believe that is the grassroots. We believe the foundation on which success is built upon. What are your own contributions? You sit on the federation and you blast. Get a think tank. Map. Draw that map. The roadmap to success. Your short term, your medium term, your long term, what you want to achieve. That is what you should be doing. That is what you ought to be doing. That is what you want to do when you came out. Nobody forced you to come and contest and be the head of a federation or be a member of the board. But it is bickering. Athletic Federation, bickering. Basketball Federation, bickering.
He said, she said.
Yes.
Back and forth.
Back and forth. You are looking for who is for who is not for that. And when you come and start giving up political statements, if the president appoints you, go and do the job. It's not by mentioning the president's name that's why you are doing your job. It's not by mentioning those slogans that's why you are doing your job. Stop sloganeering. Do your job. Do your job.
Yeah.
Can we talk football?
Can we Of course we can talk football.
There are some games we played yesterday.
Yes.
Let me look at that.
Juve
Inter game.
Inter Milan game.
Yes.
It was back and forth. Ken.
Yes.
Pure excitement. The kind of excitement that you like to see. The kind of excitement that even the bookies could not call, because we know it was too close. Inter went 2 goals. Juve went up by 2-1 in the first half. Inter Milan came back in the second half at the point, leading 3-2.
Yeah.
3rd goal scored by Marcus Thuram.
Yes.
And then it became 3-3. And then Kefren Thuram went on to make it 4-3. And both sons, like you said, brothers, are the son of Lilian and Sandra Thuram. Lilian Thuram, a French legend, played for FC Barcelona for 2 years. I fell in love with him then, watching him play. But I know you had watched him play earlier, in 1998, at the World Cup in France that he hosted and won, where he was, I think, it was our 4th, I think, the Croatian goal.
Yeah. And
then he went on to score 2 goals in that game that won France that particular game. And it turned out to be the only goals he scored in his national team career. And I think there was a time when Inter Milan won the league on the last day, and they played the game against Juve, and his two sons were on the pitch, and obviously you have to celebrate with one, and you have to console the other. You know, but these are the things that we like to see. Having a father that can come out and say, yes, I'm proud of my boys, I'm proud of what they've achieved. You know, even not for the fact that Inter Milan collapsed last season, Marcos could have probably been a treble winner last season.
Exactly.
You know, but obviously towing the path of their father, who was a legendary footballer, and look at them now, you know, doing their own thing, playing for the two of the biggest teams in Italy. In Italy.
It is not because their names is to write, because they are performing. Look at it, the IU brothers, who taking over from the captains, their father captain, the children are captain in Ghana. I mean, so you look at such. Welcome back. It is the Channel Sport on Sunday. And then we are gradually rounding up. And the next 10 minutes, or less than that, we should be calling it quit for today. We're talking about Nigerian sports, especially the role of our sports administrators. But before we went on this short break, Theophilus was, telling us about the Thuram brothers. From their father, who scored those two lovely goals. I think those goals were scored. Was it against South Africa? I'm trying to remember where we scored those two goals from.
I think against Croatia.
I think against Croatia.
Croatia, yeah.
Yeah, I went to their final.
Yeah.
Croatia played the third place
yes.
match. And then he scored those beautiful goals. Croatia was top scorer in that tournament. Davoshuka, yeah. Davoshuka was the top scorer in 98. So, but his sons, like you said, have taken over from where their father has stopped and doing their parents proud. We don't talk about the IU brothers themselves. You understand? Doing their father proud. So sometimes generation upon generation, we keep on turning out. We talk about the Maldinis. You understand? Father and son. Doing it all that. In Nigeria, the Bazwayes, doing it for Nigeria. So basically, we've seen siblings doing that. But in the Serie A, only 3 sets of siblings, have been able to score in the same game. 1949, 2020, but in Inzaghi brothers scoring, and here we have the Thuram brothers, Kefren and Marcos scoring. Marcos has been the one right there on the spotlight. But
he's a striker. He's a striker, so you will always see him.
He's always
when he was in France and then coming down to Italy and all of that. But it's a good one for them, for their dad, and obviously for the league as well, because the spotlight, went back to the Serie A yesterday for a while. Everybody was talking about.
That is the thing. That's the selling point.
These are the things that you like to see. This is what the media will report on.
That's what I want to say about our league. That's what I want to say about the league, about the MPFL.
Those are the things that it's good for keeping tabs on all of this and following up. And also in the Premier League yesterday, like I said earlier, Arsenal were able to get a 3-goal win over Nottingham Forest. Mendy scoring a cracker of the first goal, and Iberichi is getting an assist for Victor Gyökeres yesterday.
Just put and then he tapped.
At least we also have to look at the fact that Arsenal were without key players yesterday. And even
guys getting injured. He went injured and came back and got injured.
Came back midway against
Probably
that.
Should give him some time.
He won't play. He played for the national team. But I don't know. I think Arteta needs to man up and know when to drop certain players for certain games. Especially when you see that you have an able replacement, even if it's not long term.
But the league has just started. How can you drop your A?
So what I mean by dropping is the league just started. Players are getting injured, and we understand that it was a very, very hectic league last season as well. Game management is what it is right now. It might not be the main focal point of this discussion, but Ken, Chelsea last season were able to rotate heavily, and it helped them over the course of the season. It was a very, very long, gruesome season. You already have players that are
so much money.
Yes, you already have. Well, we already have players that are out for 3 months, 4 months, right about now. Injuries are part of the game. But over the last couple of seasons, we've seen a very, very, very huge bump and an increase in the number of players that get injured at this time of the season. It's really scary. And then there are several games, not just regular games, very competitive games that are going to be played. So they have to be very careful. Liverpool will be playing today again. Chelsea, surprisingly.
That game was something else.
I was shocked.
That game was a thriller.
I was shocked
that
because
the Caicedo goal, the Cole Palmer goal,
yes.
and then the way Brentford came back and the
and the funny thing is that this game has seen Brentford Chelsea has seen straight draws.
Four. The last four.
And then it happened again. Yes, it happening again yesterday. Look at when it happened. At the death. It was literally game over. I could imagine the faces of Chelsea fans. Some of them I've never called, but I'm going to call today. Just to check up on them and see how they are doing. Arsenal 3-0 against Nottingham. I said earlier. Bournemouth defeating Brighton by 2 goals to 1. Semenyo on the score. Shit, whenever Semenyo scores, I'm always happy. Crystal Palace goalless against Sunderland. Everton goalless against Everton. Against Aston Villa. I saw that one coming. Fulham defeating Leeds by 1-0.
And you love that goal by Newcastle.
And Newcastle off the mat. He's 6'6" player that doesn't score with his head, or really rarely scores with his head, but going with his head yesterday. Tottenham coming back in the second half and trashing West Ham by 3 goals to nil away from home in the London derby.
And that thriller in London.
And then another thriller in London yesterday. I saw Brentford play 2-1 draw.
Those ones are both London derbies. So West Ham, Tottenham, and Brentford, Chelsea.
Yeah, they did something right in London because there are quite a number of London teams.
London teams are dominating in the league. They don't even travel. It's even better for them.
Yes.
Because they won't have to travel long distance.
I think Chelsea's first 4 games did not left London.
Their first 4 games are in London.
They've not left London so far.
They will pay. They will have to pay for flight. They will have to go and pay for accommodation.
You understand?
They will just leave, go and play and come back. Either I go to West London
I think Liverpool will play Burnley today. I think away from home.
Yeah.
And I really want to see how Arno Slot is able to fit in Ekitike and Isak in the same lineup, considering the fact that Ekitike has been scoring goals since he joined the club.
I don't think he's going to start Isak. Well, I think they are still dealing with his fitness.
Nobody. I understand when it's time he would play, but I want to see how he would set up that team because Cody Gakpo is scoring goals. Mohamed Salah is literally unbenchable. You can't bench. He's literally the Messi of the Premier League right now. Then you have 2 number 9s, 2 alpha males that will want to contest for that. And I look back, and in modern day football, it hasn't really worked out. When you see 2 top 9s trying to play in the same team.
How did the Barcelona manage MSN?
Well, no, they were not playing in the same position.
Everybody
had
a player can put them forward.
In 2015.
Is that
Barcelona's first game in 2015 was at the Anoeta against Real Sociedad, and they lost that game.
Okay, we are closing.
And after that game, Messi told Luis Suarez, begin to play as a 9, and we go back to the flanks.
Good. So Salah can do that.
Something has to give. Whether it will happen in Liverpool, time will tell, Ken.
Whether it will happen in Liverpool, time will tell. Whether it will come back next week for Nigerian sports. He's saying, time will tell. I'm Ken Ochonogo. God bless Nigeria.